Caitlin participated in a leadership summit at the Honor.
You might remember at the end of Caitlin Clark's basketball season, the WNBA Rookie of the Year said, I'm going to go and become a professional golfer in the offseason.
Everyone thinks they know Caitlin Clark, the record-breaking rookie, the phenom from Iowa, the face of the WNBA. But the truth is, the athlete who dominated in 2024 is already obsolete, replaced by a version crafted with a chilling new ambition. A statement she made behind closed doors, far from the roar of the crowd, has revealed a terrifying new mindset that's set to redefine her career. And the first clues didn't come from a basketball court, but from the manicured greens of a Florida golf course, where she began sharpening a new kind of weapon. What she's planning for next season goes far beyond simply winning games, and the rest of the league has no idea what's coming.
I think everybody talks about like the effect that we have on them, but also they have the same effect on us. And I think that's what's really cool about it is to see how much joy it really brings them, and it brings their families. And that one game where they spend 2 hours of their whole entire year has such an impact on their entire childhood. And I think that's really cool to think about.
While most rookies would spend their offseason taking a well-deserved victory lap, Caitlin Clark was spotted in Florida not just vacationing, but competing. Her appearance at the LPGA Pelican Golf Club Pro-Am wasn't a simple publicity stunt or a casual hobby. It was the opening move in a meticulously calculated offseason strategy, one designed to forge a mental toughness the league has never seen before. This calculated foray into a different sport was just a precursor to a verbal gauntlet she would throw down days later. In this video, we'll break down the secret message she sent from the fairway, reveal the exact words she used to put the entire WNBA on notice, and expose the brutal new training regimen she's undertaking to back up her threat.
That's the reason that you play. It's not because of the wins and the points you score. It's the amount of joy that you can bring people and the young girls that will one day grow up to hopefully, be whatever they want to be, and get to talk about those moments too.
On the surface, her time in Florida seemed to follow a familiar script. At the Women's Leadership Forum, she was the picture of a thoughtful ambassador for the sport. She delivered inspiring speeches about uplifting the next generation, sharing personal anecdotes about what it feels like to see a young girl in the stands and know you're making a difference. She spoke of leadership as building connections, a philosophy she said was shaped by her own experiences as a fan. This was the public-facing Caitlin Clark, the role model. But beneath the smiles and the carefully crafted motivational sound bites, a different kind of ambition was simmering, a far more ruthless and personal drive that was waiting for the right moment to be unleashed on an unsuspecting audience.
I think the thing about leadership is like how you approach every single person is going to be completely different. And I think the thing that's helped me be successful throughout my career has been the relationships that I've been able to build with people. And every single person you have to approach differently because they come from a different background, they come from a different place. Somebody can be a little more tenderhearted, and for me, I probably want to be screamed at. Like, it's just everybody's a little bit different. So I think that's what's unique about leadership and being able to understand people, but that takes time, and building relationships is really important.
Clark's participation in the LPGA tournament was far more than a simple test of her athletic versatility. Insiders close to her camp revealed this is part of a new intense mental conditioning program. Golf, a game of psychological torture, extreme focus, and immediate frustration management, has become her new laboratory. She is using the sport to perfect the ice-cold composure she plans to bring to the most high-pressure moments on the basketball court. Every frustrating slice into the woods is a lesson in emotional control. The intense pressure of lining up a 10-foot putt with everything riding on a single stroke is a direct training ground for sinking a game-winning free throw with 0 seconds on the clock. She isn't just playing golf. She's stress testing her own mind.
Having my first W season behind me and being able to be here is super cool. And honestly, I've tried to take as much of the time as I can to practice, but there's only so much hope. So you just cross your fingers, pray. But no, I've practiced a little bit.
As we get closer to the moment that truly defined her trip to Florida, it's crucial to understand the context of what was about to happen. This wasn't an accidental slip of the tongue during a generic interview. It was a cold, calculated declaration of intent. So if you've been following her journey and think you've already seen her peak, what she revealed next proves that her historic rookie season was just the opening act. Her plans for 2025 are designed to not just repeat that success, but to make it look insignificant by comparison. So let's get back to that leadership forum, where the mask of the humble leader momentarily slipped to reveal the predator underneath.
What's your biggest motivator?
My biggest motivator? Oh man. I think wanting to be the best. Like, I don't want anyone be better than me. And whatever it is, like, I just want to be better than everybody else.
The moment came during a Q&A session. A moderator asked a seemingly simple question about what truly motivates her to keep pushing her limits. The polite, media-trained answers were expected, but instead, the energy in the room shifted. Clark leaned into the microphone. Her expression turned dead serious, and she delivered the 9 words that sent a shockwave through the league. I just want to be better than everyone else. It wasn't about being her best self or improving on her past performance. The statement was stripped of all diplomacy. It was a raw, unfiltered promise of total domination, a direct challenge that reframed her entire career from a pursuit of excellence into a relentless conquest.
I'm very real with myself too. Like, I know when I maybe haven't done my best in something, and I'm going to be the first person to look in the mirror and know what I need to get better at. And so I think those two things, that's what, helps me be the best is, I can be very honest and real with myself. And I think at times that's what, definitely the younger generation struggles with is they always want to point fingers, but, you always got to look at yourself first and see how you can improve. So, I think it's that. I just want to be better than everybody else.
For the WNBA, that single sentence changes everything. It's no longer about preparing for a talented rookie who can shoot from anywhere. It's now about facing an athlete who views every single player in the league as a personal benchmark to be surpassed and defeated. This isn't just a competitive fire, it's a personal vendetta against the very idea of being second best in any category. She effectively put every all-star, every veteran, and every rival on a list. Her goal isn't just to win championships for the Indiana Fever anymore. It's to systematically dismantle the league's hierarchy until she is the undisputed number 1, and the distance to number 2 is immeasurable. The league isn't just on notice, they're on the clock.
I mean, it's not even something you're really ever aware of, breaking records or, it's just something that comes with playing the game the right way. I feel like is, I just come out here and try to, play basketball in a way that people love watching, in a way that is going to make my team successful, and the records and whatever, or the stats, that's just what comes with it.
This terrifying new philosophy isn't something Clark developed on her own. It's being honed and sharpened by a new clandestine figure in her inner circle, a mental performance coach she quietly hired at the start of the offseason. This coach, who reportedly works with elite special forces operators and high-stakes poker players, specializes in reprogramming an athlete's approach to failure. According to sources, weaknesses are no longer treated as simple learning opportunities. Instead, they are framed as personal insults that must be avenged through obsessive, relentless practice. A missed shot isn't a mistake, it's a flaw to be eradicated. A turnover isn't a bad play, it's a failure that demands immediate and overwhelming correction.
You never know how quickly they're going to adapt to the WNBA game coming from college. And I think that Caitlin has done surprisingly well, how quickly she's adapted to this game. There's a lot of doubters out there, as we all know, and she has proved them all wrong.
Of course, this competitive demon isn't a new personality trait. It's a dramatic escalation of a fire that has always been there. Former teammates from her time at Iowa have shared stories that paint a picture of an athlete possessed. Simple practice drills were often turned into blood feuds, with Clark reportedly refusing to speak to teammates who weren't matching her ferocious intensity. Scrimmages felt like championship games. This wasn't just about team building, it was about forging an entire unit in her own image of obsessive perfection. She wasn't just trying to win, she was trying to force everyone around her to adopt her worldview that anything less than total victory was a complete and utter failure.
Competitive Caitlin is at practice that sometimes she has to issue her technical fouls. Can you just give examples of that competitiveness? But then
Hasn't happened in a while.
She wants to win. She hates losing, so that's where that comes into play. The technicals and just, I don't know, our managers are refs at practice, and so that can kind of get out of hand
They're
sometimes.
horrible at reffing.
But then, she's so goofy and fun and loving in the
Even away from the structured environment of a basketball court, that all-consuming intensity never shuts down. There is no such thing as a fun or casual game. An Indiana Fever teammate recently joked about a supposedly friendly golf outing that felt more like the final day of the Masters. The story goes that Clark spent nearly 20 minutes analyzing and rereading a single putt, mapping every possible break in the green. Her will to succeed permeates everything she does, blurring the line between recreation and competition until only competition remains. This is why her rivals should be terrified. She doesn't have an off switch. Every moment is another chance to compete and win. In light of her statement at the forum, her offseason activities are now being seen in a new, more menacing light. Her participation in high-profile events like the LPGA tournament is no longer just a hobby, it's a form of psychological warfare. By publicly taking on and striving to master new, incredibly difficult skills, she sends a clear and deliberate message to her rivals across the WNBA. While you are resting, I am evolving. While you are satisfied with your game, I am building an entirely new one from scratch. She is intentionally creating a reality where the league is forced to play catch-up to a target that never ever stops moving, leaving them constantly reacting to her next evolution.
I haven't played with anybody on any other team, but some of my teammates golf. Actually, one of my teammates was a state champion golfer, so she's pretty good. I actually haven't played with her yet, so I think she might be scared or something. I don't know why. Her game must have gotten rusty when she became a professional basketball player, but no, some of them do play, but we like to go out there and have fun. Obviously, it's hard during the WNBA season because it's in the summer. So that's the one tough thing about the W is it's in the summer, so I don't get to go out and play as much as I did in college. But it's been fun. Obviously, we're really competitive with whatever we do, so there's some intense battles out there.
So what does this ruthless new mindset look like in practical terms? Her off-season training regimen is brutally specific and designed to patch every perceived hole in her game. She's not just putting up shots, she's working with motion capture technology to increase her release speed by 1/10 of a second, making her already quick shot nearly impossible to contest. She's not just working on her left-hand dribbling, she's developing 3 distinct finishing moves to counter defenders who try to force her left. Most importantly, she has spent hundreds of hours adding a dependable mid-range floater to her arsenal, a direct answer to the defensive schemes that successfully slowed her down in her rookie season. She isn't just refining her game, she is building a whole new weapon. The Caitlin Clark who walked off the court at the end of the 2024 season is gone. The person preparing to return in 2025 has been systematically reforged in the fires of an obsessive ambition, mentally honed on the golf course, and strategically armed with a new, ruthless philosophy. The warning she issued in Florida wasn't just rhetoric for a headline, it was a calculated preview of the storm that is coming for the WNBA. Her rivals have been alerted. Her mission is clear. The question is no longer if she will dominate the league, but if anyone will be left standing in her wake. What do you think her new approach means for the Indiana Fever's chances next year? Let me know in the comments below.